humanity that I address this honorable body on the opening of the second regular session of the Nigerian Senate. Today marks another chapter in our collective journey as public servant, entrusted by the people of this great nation. This member of the Senate, the Secretary, Chief of Staff, Director and staff of the Nigerian Senate, our international partners and friends from Nigeria, esteemed member of the full estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a profound sense of duty, commitment, and humanity that I address this honorable body on the opening of the second regular session of the Nigerian Senate. Today marks another chapter in our collective journey as public servant, entrusted by the people of this great nation to safeguard their interests, champion their aspirations, and ensure their well-being. Today is a sad day for me, the Liberian Senate, the people of Nimba, and the entire nation, as we observe the vacant seat of just taken out of this chamber, of the fallen doyen of this other body, the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. Before I proceed my message to you, Honorable Senator, I will kindly ask for a moment of silence in honor of this great statement. Thank you. May his soul and the soul of all our faithful departed continue to rest in perfect peace. Distinguished leadership of the Senate, members of the Senate, ladies and gentlemen, our nation's democracy has been tested over the last few months with the political impasse on Capitol Hill and the unfortunate fire incident at the Capitol. While we continue to receive commendation for our recent peaceful democratic transition, we must pursue the path of peace, national building, reconciliation, and sacrifice our personal interests for national interests. The work of the Honorable Senate is critical to the governance and development of our nation. As representative of the people, you bear the responsibility of crafting law, reflecting their needs, advocating for policies that advance their priorities, and holding the executive accountable in the interest of transparency and good governance. A few days ago, the Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Nigeria, officially launched our government arrest agenda for inclusive development. This national vision offers the best pathway to achieve rapid economic transformation and address the social economic needs of our people. I call on you, distinguished senators, to join us and support this national development agenda, irrespective of your political persuasion and allegiance. We must cultivate a new mindset and approach that the welfare of our people should be the center of our policy debate and decisions. We have returned to this sacred chamber, ready to offer solutions for the challenges we face and rededicate ourselves to the principles of good governance and uphold the sanity of the Constitution for a united and prosperous Liberia. Distinguished senators, our people are tired of excuses. They are anxious for change, and they are ready for economic transformation. Let us remember that our people are the true custodians of our nation's peace, and their interests should form the basis for our collective actions and decisions. Only through unity we can tackle the pressing issue of our time and building a brighter future for generations to come. To the people of Liberia, we reaffirm our unwavering commitment to being your voice, your advocate, and your defender. Your trust in us is our most valuable mandate, and we will strive each day to honor it. Honorable Senators, I urge us all to approach this session with a renewed sense of patriotism, integrity, and dedication. Let us be bold in our vision, decisive in our actions, and unwavering in our commitment to the service of our nation. Together, we can turn challenges into opportunity, division into unity, and aspiration into achievement. The future of Liberia is bright, and it is within our power to make it so. May God bless the Senate, bless the Republic of Liberia, and bless our people. Thank you.
For the interventions, and in a particular order. Well, the former governor was suspended on allegations of corruption or audit report, pending the outcome of audit report. Is that report public now? Is that report available?
Yes, sir, Senator Snow. That report, when it came out, I think is on the GAC's website. The audit conducted of the central bank.
What was the outcome? Available. What was the outcome? Was he liable for anything?
Well, so this was not an investigative audit. This is now a compliance audit, wherein missteps are identified. And those are the missteps that we are addressing. We made reference to the 28 issues that we are trying to resolve. And so those are compliance issues. So this is not anything that is related to impropriety or criminal misstep. That, I mean, we don't.
Was he paid off? Your Honor?
Yes, he was paid off. Yes.
Okay. So he has no claim on the bank?
No, sir.
They are not even forgetting you.
So that paved the way for.
Reminding them about the nightmares they are experiencing. Because for you think the people are so, they can think for themselves. There's of battalions who are advocates, and all these people are still with you. They are not even forgetting you. And you come shouting, reminding them about the nightmares they are experiencing. Because for you think the people are so, they can think for themselves. Your shouting and loud mouth is something that will make them gather attention back to you for political power. You ought to be joking. See the living contradiction here. You didn't have interest in the message, so you walk away. And how did you follow to even be able to respond? Or it's a part of the hypocrisy to say, I'm getting up for it, but you sit down to your listen to radio. Soften yourself up. Somebody ought to feel the power that all church all right, as our old way used to say. Right here in Singapore, right after Ministerial Hotel, you pay your property that will cost 16 million. How can a man who kill the power be in Zinsha? He built the property that will cost 16 million. But all these people they exploited that they call the masses are still in running Zinsha's. And you think political power is an inheritance. It's your entitlement. To the extent that even when people have problems with work, which they should not, based on at least the record, then I give a choice. So, you know, you cook yourself in all cup, as our people say, the digital booster. And the former ruling party is an institution that will bring the kind of faces we see, with the records they have, with the history they made, to be the voices representing them. I think that all my brain to open your eyes and make determination for yourself as to whether you ever want to go back to Egypt or you continue your journey to the promised land. Mr. Sam will answer your question. I'm rushing for the steering committee meeting, but I just wanted to see those words because sometimes you go and just think and say, what's going on? Sometimes you ask yourself those questions. People got some after say, people get traffic. That's not the traffic. If I was in leadership here in my name or in body battles, I was sanctioned by the greatest country on earth. I should be working to remake myself rather than running my mouth uselessly. The memories are still fresh in the minds of many of the people who are your victims. For sure.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Okay, Spoon is going to tell you what is happening in Liberia. What is happening? With him across the ministry. Tell you what is happening in Africa. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to this edition of the program, the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. We are live again tonight across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, and a host of other radio stations across Liberia. Thanks to our partner radio stations that are always relaying this edition, that are always relaying the program. And I also want to welcome all of you across the internet, across the world, joining us online on Spoon TV on Facebook, Fabric TV, and Super TV. That's for our Facebook audience. Thanks to the folks joining us on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live. We want to welcome all of you tonight. Let's hope we can have a great show. And thanks again for joining us tonight on this edition of the program. Well, I want to welcome all of you tonight to this edition of the program. Well, a whole lot to talk about tonight. We're going to provide you the updates as always, and then we move into the actual program. But let me quickly recognize just a few of you joining us tonight. I see Hipko Kazi is here. Moses Morris Mogai joining us. EO White, thanks a lot for coming on. I see Koto Jala is here as well. Williard B. Morris, Wadro Masio, thanks for coming on. Nathaniel K. Hill is here as well. Thanks for joining us. Histon Allison Wesley, thanks for coming on. Lorena Gator, thanks for joining us. And I see Moses Momolu is here as well. We want to welcome all of you to this edition of the program. Poka Robert joining us. Thanks to everyone for coming on tonight. Yes, and as you come on, we encourage you to kindly share the show, share the program in your different group chats on your Facebook timeline, and let's have a great conversation tonight. Benji Cavalli, thanks for coming on as well. And Poker Rouser is calling from unknown destination. What is that unknown destination? What's going on, Poker? Are you in hiding or what? Why you don't want to disclose your location? But we appreciate all of you for coming on tonight, and let's hope we can have a great show with a whole lot happening across Liberia. I'm going to bring the team on, and this is going to be one of the very engaging edition of the late night show. It's going to be a great conversation tonight. But again, please share the show as you join us on this edition of the program, where there's a whole lot happening across Liberia. Too many things happening across the country. But we're here tonight to bring those issues to you. And I want to welcome all of you tonight to the program. Well, a lot has been going on, beginning with the Liberian Senate. Well, there's been a major conversation today surrounding the situation with the people in Grand Cape County. Now, over the years, there has been concerns about elephant evasion of the farmers. You know, the people in that part of the country will have their crops, in some cases, their homes destroyed by the elephants. Elephants will invade their farms, get them to even relocate in some cases. And their major concern has been the fact that there are restrictions with respect to how they can react to this issue. The Forestry through the Forestry Development Authority, Liberia has signed onto several agreements that seeks to protect the wildlife. So the farmers are stuck between protecting the wildlife and making sure that their safety is, is respected as well. So that has been a major issue, and not just now, but this is something that has been going on for a very long time. At some point, the farmers even had to protest in that part of the country, talking about bombing in Grand Cape counties respectively, and there has been a repeat of the situation year in and year out. So this time around, the Senate, it appeared on the floor of the Liberian Senate today at plenary, and they had a kind of conversation around it. Bowman County Senator Bodo Cannon, Grand Cape County Senator Daba Vapla, the two female senators, engaged the plenary today concerning the issue. And then there were conversations or debate around whether the plenary should cite the agriculture minister to give reasons why this particular situation, or whether they should cite the FDA head, the head of the Forestry Development Authority, or whether the plenary should make a decision and ask those institutions to act upon it. But it has been a major concern. And the next issue that was also of a concern today was the issue of the Decent Work Act. The need to make some amendments, around that. This debate went on for some time when some senators thought that Ministry of Labor should not be in the business of just giving work permit to other people coming to the country. They are pushing for the Ministry of Labor to be more of an enforcement institution, making sure that the labor laws, best practices are enforced across the country. and not just giving work permit. Now, the last time we checked, the Ministry of Labor said they were able to generate over 1 million. They were able to generate over 1 million just through the sales of work permit, and enforcing that all foreign nationals in the country who are working, in different sectors, can get work permit. And just by the enforcement, they were able to generate a lot. So some of the senators were concerned today as well. And they thought that instead of just clapping for the ministry, they'd like to send us know that instead of just clapping for the Ministry of Labor, that, oh, yes, you've generated a lot and we appreciate you, we should rather be taking a deeper look at the situation. How can we ensure that Liberians who are unemployed, in the case where they don't have the requisite knowledge, the training or whatever, how do we get to that point where they get trained to be able to serve in those strategic positions, which will increase the employment rate in the country rather than just selling work permit, But there has always been different sides to this argument. There are some people over the time have said that Liberians do not have some of the skills that those foreign nationals will come to the country and maybe offer. And so that was a major conversation today. And the vice president of the Republic of Liberia made a strong statement at the Liberian Senate today. He underscored how much of importance that's attached to the role, the responsibility given to senators, the lawmakers, those that are the first branch of government, especially at the Liberian Senate, elected by over 5 million people across the country, or let's say pretty close to 2 million people who voted in the election, but representing over 5 million people in the country. He stated that the Liberian people look up highly to the senators, the lawmakers, to make decisions that will impact, that will transform the lives of those people who went to the ballot boxes and made that conscious decision to get them elected. So he was pushing for, and in his comment, he was pushing for the senators, the lawmakers to put aside their differences. Whether you're from United Party, you're from PUP, you're from CDC, the fact that you are a legislator, he was saying to them that they need to put aside the differences. The arrest agenda was recently launched. It's in the best interest of the country. So they should put aside political differences and push the arrest agenda. Make sure that the government succeeds, because once the government succeeds, it's going to be to the benefit of every single Liberian. And he also went on to talk about other things like, they shouldn't continue putting forth excuses. They should engage the second session with a whole different attitude, with the primary objective of making decisions that will impact the lives of the Liberian people. But there's a whole lot happening on the flip side. Information Minister Jeremy Pia has been responding to some of the responses to the SONA. The response to the responses. So he responded to some of the responses, and he was saying that it's unfortunate for people to boycott the SONA. And I know he was talking to some of the lawmakers because before now, there were a few lawmakers who said they will boycott the SONA, the State of the Nation address, they will not go there. So he was saying that it was unfortunate for you to say boycotting the SONA, but you go to your hall, you put your radio on, you put your TV on to be watching what the president say, and then later on you come and respond. How can you respond to something that you say doesn't matter and you boycott it? So those were some of his responses. He said the CDC, it's unfortunate that the CDC is even responding because under their watch, key officials of government were being sanctioned by the U.S. government. They don't have what it takes to make the kind of responses that they're making to the President's State of the Nation address. And so those are just a few of the many happenings across the country. The Foreign Minister, Sarah Beslo Yanti, did a write up. There is this conversation about the deportation plan by the U.S. government and of some thousand plus Liberians. And she made a post saying that the government of Liberia is actively cooperating with the U.S. government, the U.S. embassy near Monrovia, and the plan is to try to address the deportation issue of some 1,500 Liberians that are speculated to be enlisted for removal. So she said they are committed. The government of Liberia is committed to protecting the interests of its citizens, home and abroad, diligently. And so they're trying to work around it. They're trying to find a solution around it. As to whether this solution is workable, is something possible, that's a whole conversation right there. And so, yes, this is where we are with this. I'd like to say thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. Let's begin the show. Let me go across now and bring the team on so we get the show started. Again, thanks to everyone for joining us. Kindly share the program as you come on tonight. I see our brother AB is backstage tonight. It's been a very long time since we had AB on the show. And let me welcome our own brother tonight. AB, welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much, Nessie. Thank you very much. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are here to discuss the Liberian people issues. Yeah.
It's good to have you on tonight. I'm glad that you're joining us on the show tonight as we talk Liberia, as we discuss the issues, try to do what we can to project a positive image about our country, discussing the different issues here tonight. But maybe I'd like us to start the show with not much time on our side. Just do your opening. What's on your mind? What is it you want to talk about just before we get the show started? You can take a minute or so to do that.
I mean, I just wanted to tell our listening audience, thank you very much for coming. And I hope that I can be able to give my best on the show tonight. I mean, what is on my mind is about Liberia. It's about the way our country is moving. I strongly believe, I have no doubt, that the country is moving on the right path. That our country, Liberia, that we are hopeful. That the country is becoming a country instead of a place.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to that. And so yes, it's a good thing to be here tonight. I see Alfred is backstage as well. Let me bring him on. Once he does his opening, then we can go straight into the program tonight. Well, there seem to be some issues with his connection. Okay, so but we can kickstart the conversation tonight. Well, there's a whole lot happening across the country, AB, and you have been following closely as well some of those happenings. Today, the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia addressed the nation through his colleagues. And I say the nation because each county across the country is represented at the Liberian Senate. And those senators are the direct representation of the Liberian people. And so when the vice president of the country is addressing the Liberian Senate, he is addressing, by extension, he's addressing the Liberian people. And there were some very important things he touched on today. And we're going to get the conversation going on from there. But Alfred, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. you want to say something? Let's be sure that your audio is okay.
I want to say good evening to our people in the building, social media, our ardent followers. It's good to be here again tonight, and I look forward to a very stimulating, thought-provoking conversation.
Okay, great. Your audio is good, and I think we can get going from there. So, most of you are aware that the arrest agenda was officially launched on the 15th of January, about 1 year or pretty close to 1 year following the um following the government inauguration, following the inauguration of the president. A few days to the first anniversary of the administration, the arrest agenda was launched. And since that time, that has created and brought closer to Liberians a clearer understanding of how the Unity Party intends to operate, what the objectives and the priorities of the government are for the next 6 years. What the government intends to do. Yes, we know the arrest agenda. There were lots of things that were said in the course of the election, and there were different understanding, different things that people had to say with respect to the arrest agenda. Yes, agriculture, road, and tourism, and all of those things. But how is it going to happen? How does the government even intend to achieve this? So from that backdrop, the arrest agenda was launched. Now, you go to the Liberian Senate, there are several political parties that are being represented there at the Liberian Senate. So you take, for example, Senator DeLong came from the angle of the Liberty Party. Though he supported the rescue mission, but he comes from the angle of the Liberty Party. Senator McGill comes from the angle of the CDC. There are some lawmakers there who are independent, who won independently on the independent ticket and all of that. The ANC is represented there. And so, despite the different political representations, the vice president today was telling senators that this arrest agenda has been launched. The arrest agenda is in the interest of the Liberian people. The arrest agenda is going to ensure that road connectivity becomes a reality. Job creation, making sure that our people are taken out of poverty to a point where economically they can all be stable. So we have to put aside our political differences and support the arrest agenda to ensure that it becomes a successful one. Now, I want us to start the conversation from there. Alfred, AB, and I see our sister Shirley is trying to log on as well. I mean, let's make some analysis around it. Is there any possibility for the likes of Senator McGill, the likes of Senator Edwin Melvin Snow, the likes of Senator Nukwe, James Emmanuel Nukwe, and all the other senators who were elected by means of opposition political parties? Is there any possibility of those people letting go their political affiliations to support the arrest agenda only because it's going to elevate, it's going to be in the interest of the Liberian people? Shirley, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Is there any possibility of those senators supporting or giving the vice president the kind of support he's requesting for now, 1 year into the administration, requesting all those senators to put aside their political differences to support the arrest agenda? Are they even going to do it? If they did so, is it going to fall, let's say, sit well with their respective political institutions? This plea from the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. Is there any possibility of the senators listening to the vice president and working with him or this administration to achieve the arrest agenda. Now, I want us to start the conversation from there. And then let's start with you, Alfred. We're going to bring our brother AB in as well. Alfred, it's like you're frozen.
Hear me?
Alfred,
Can you hear
Alfred,
me?
we can hear you.
You can hear me, Nelson?
very well.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Nelson, reading from history, I will tell you that if Liberia really meant business, government would have become continuity. Unfortunately, we have had a group of rogues in our country. Post-war Liberia, you remember Papa Naka? You remember Papa Naka with Ellen? You remember the propos? Now we're talking about arrest. Look, Nelson, if Liberians are really serious to develop Liberia, we should not even be discussing whether there will be possibility. Because development for the country is bigger than any one personal agenda. But looking at history, brother, I don't see any possibility. I don't see the possibility. Because if these guys really love their country, they will be pushing for things to happen in our various constituencies, which will amalgamate together to make the national budget or the national agenda for the country. Because if the senator for Branch in my county, I want development to go in my county. Why will I not put a great agenda that will bring development to my county? But if the senator Branch in my county in my pocket, as is evident in my county right now, a million development is now an
Alfred,
MO, and that has not been able to.
Alfred, can you hear me? I don't know if
I
the
can hear
problem
you.
is me, but you're coming broken.
Let me
Are
log
you
out
guys?
and log in.
It's
Are you guys?
saying he can get off and come back. His phone is breaking up.
Yeah. So,
Okay, let me
Alfred,
log out and log back in.
yeah, just try to log off and you can come back. But I want us to get you come in, AB, on this one. What do you make of the call from the vice president at this point? Is it going to be something that his colleagues will even accept to work with? If they did so, what happens to the respective political parties? Do you think it's going to sit well with their political parties that Senator X is working in line with the arrest agenda to make it, to support it in whichever way, because it's in the interest of the Liberian people?
Our father, the
Can
vice
you
president,
guys hear me now?
Yeah, but let's have AB to
Yeah,
conclude.
AB, go ahead.
our father, who is the vice president of our country, I strongly believe that our vice president was on the right path of history. And I strongly believe that he will be objectively placed on the right side of history by him making that pronouncement today. Let us be able to look at whether the senators come from a different political party or not. There was some of them who were voted for independently. It does not matter whether you came from party X, but there were a lot of them who received vote from across the country, from across the county. So are you telling me that those people does not want good things to happen for them? No, I would definitely disagree. Our county and our country, they need to be a development-oriented country. And that is the reason why the arrest agenda have been introduced. And that is the reason that our vice president has not just kept it, he has gone to the floor to be able to appeal to the consciousness of his colleague, to be able to tell them, look, let us be able to look at the agenda. Let us put aside our very political party. The one that matters to us, it is the Liberian people. The political party does not matter. What matters to us right now is the Lorraine people. So, but us lifting the Lorraine people out of poverty, but us introducing a role, but us introducing infrastructure development, that is the one that will be able to speak for us tomorrow when we go back to the ballot box for our re-election.
But Abby, I want us to go back on this thing a little. Yes, I understand. Yes, you know where you're coming from and all of that. But can we disassociate the politics with everything that's happening here? Now, a lot of time people say yes, the legislature is the biggest political theater and all of that. Yes. Now, those people were elected on their respective political parties' tickets.
Okay.
Those parties have mandates.
Okay.
So you take, for example, the recent saga at the House of Representatives. The different political parties took a decision. The CDC, for example, was telling all of our CDC lawmakers to support Councillor Fonati Kofa. Well, the Unity Party did not come upright to say all the Unity Party lawmakers vote for support on a Rachel Kuhn. But you saw that divide when it came to the aspect of a major decision making. Now the vice president is calling on those people to come together, to put aside political differences and support the arrest agenda. Is this anywhere near possible, AB?
Look, it is the very CDC lawmakers who they gang out against their own speaker. It was not different political party. It was the very CDC lawmaker who gang out against Fonati Kofa. Now, I come in.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that House of Representatives thing, but I just brought it to relate it to what's happening at the moment with the Senate.
Yeah, we are talking about a support from. It was not only citizens who voted for this lawmaker for them to become lawmaker. It was not only citizens. There were independent candidates, independent voters who want to see the right side of their country, who want to speak, who they feel that at the end result that their country need to be represented adequately. So by them going to go vote, that does not mean that it is their party or country. It is their party. It is the country that you put first before party. It is not party that you put first before country.
I want to hold you there, AB. We're going to bring our sister Shirley in, but just before doing that, let's listen to just a portion of this address from the Vice President.
And uphold the sanity of the Constitution for a united and prosperous Liberia. Distinguished senators, our people are tired of excuses. They are anxious for change, and they are ready for economic transformation. Let us remember that our people are the true custodians of our nation's peace, and their interests should form the basis for our collective actions and decisions. Only through unity we can tackle the pressing issue of our time and building a brighter future for generations to come.
And this is the Vice President here. Only through unity we can tackle the real issues of the day, build a brighter future for the country. We can only do that through unity. That the hopes of the people depend on what we do. But Shirley, this unity the Vice President is talking about, I mean, are there possibilities of getting it to that point where you're going to see the legislature working together to support the arrest agenda? Because we say, okay, this is the government under which we are lawmakers, we are senators, and the arrest agenda is in the interest of the Liberian people, and so let's support this government.
Nelson, I will First, I'll say hello to everyone that watching, to our viewers. Hello to Alfred and Abby, and to you. To answer that question, you know, definitely we are hopeful for a better Liberia. And I think it starts with the people that are representing our people, because those representatives, those lawmakers are there to represent Liberians. And I think, the vice president was on point. Definitely, it takes unity for us to be able to build Liberia. We cannot, one individual cannot do it, or individual, I mean, cannot do it. We need to work together. So now it's left with those lawmakers to kind of take politics over serving their people or building a better Liberia. So if you ask me if it's possible, yes, it is, but it also depends on those lawmakers. It depends on what they are in position for. Are they in position for the Liberian people? If they are in position for the Liberian people for a better Liberia, they will pull that whole politics thing aside. They will work together
We lost Shirley. I don't know, but Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. Um,
It's good to be here, Nelson. Good evening to all of you.
yeah. So let's take you, Alfred. Go ahead. I think we lost Shirley already. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nelson, this conversation tonight, look, we cannot pull the politics aside as you try to insinuate. Because like I was saying in my opening statement, we had a poverty reduction strategy under Madam Sely for 12 years. Where did it take us? We had a PAPD with George Weah, president, former president Weah. Where did it take us? So for me, all these different agendas will only make sense to me when we see real and rigorous implementation on the ground. They all remain as scholarly, well-written papers until we see real things happening in Liberia. You,
But
you, you just
how do you think? How do
hold
you
on,
think we
hold on. Let me
see the
finish. Let me finish, my brother.
change going to come about as a result of what the vice president is calling for now? Is this a path that leads to the real change? All the different lawmakers putting aside their political differences to push their agenda.
I will come to the well-written presentation made today by the vice president. But I am telling you, owing from the history that Liberia has had in the past,
Mhm.
these different agendas that come again over and again, they are only scholarly well-written papers that we have seen over and over and over and over and again without no implementation. Just in Liberia, the budget has just been passed. How many money in our budget for farmers to start real mechanized farming in our country? We were talking the other day. We were on the show here. We were talking about yellow machine, and I told you I was very, very much pessimistic about that whole issue about yellow machine. Somehow we have been vindicated. What happened to the yellow machine saga? What happened to it? That's the whole story going in Vlad. We can't hear about it again. We can't hear about it again. Then you telling me that the people are serious? Until for me personally, I am tired with Liberians speaking too much BB book. I'm tired with it. These guys need to look ahead and say, look, we are over 100, we are over almost 200 years old. Almost 200 years. Almost 200 years, we don't have no major infrastructure that we can be proud of. That speech that was written today by the Vice President Nelson, I will tell you, it was a well-written presentation. However, it was a caveat that the Vice President was sending to President Baka. When you have that all folks that he go back to the executive mansion and not telling him anything good. All for those retired people that's supposed to be retired. He got there and ran here and not giving no good advice. Look at what happening to our legislature. The father of the nation has not been able to bring sense in the heads of those gluttons. He has not been able to do that. He can go there and tell people say no one person ambition can stop the rescue train. Is that someone that mean business about
20
unity?
seconds, Alfred.
Is that someone that mean unity? I will tell you for sure, the speech today was well written, it was well refined. But I'm afraid to let you know that that thing will not come to any fruition because the guys that we are seeing today that in the helm of power in our country, they are more concerned about themselves than the country at large.
Thank you. I want to hold you there. Shirley, you can you come in to conclude? Then we'll
Yeah,
bring
I just want to close on that, and I think it's actually good that Alfred just got done talking for me to close, because I feel like if we are saying we want to build a better Liberia, we want Liberia to be better for our children and our children, we need to make sure that we are speaking positive things and making sure that we are not putting our country and lawmaker, yes, down. And I definitely understand where he coming from, but to just be like Liberia is not going to get that, it's not going to happen. The vice president did an amazing job today trying to like call for all lawmakers to work together in unity to be able to build Liberia. Again, I will end by saying is it left with the lawmaker to know that why am I in this position? Who put me in this position? Am I here to serve the Liberian people, or I'm here to, enrich myself? And I think it's about time that those lawmakers are tired to see their country that if they get sick, they have to fly to Ghana, they have to fly to Nigeria to go and take care of themselves versus stay in Liberia to be able to take care of themselves. The president said something in his speech. Liberia used to be a place where people were wrong when it comes to education and all the good things, like the other country used to look up to us. But look at where we are right now. I hope those people can look back and see other country and have like jealousy in their mind, jealousy in their eyes, and be like, you know what? Let's put all the political things aside. Let's listen to the vice president. Let's work together for better Liberia. At the end of the day, let our people be happy and let's make history together.
but
So
but but
I
yeah, Shirley, if let's go back to the whole idea of working together. Yeah, it sounds very good, but again, you want to go to the root of everything. How did those people get there? They got there through the hard work, the strategies, the influence, and in some cases, the resources of the political parties that got them at those very positions. Those political parties oppose to the very arrest agenda or the Unity Party administration. They went head on, they had disagreements, they fought at the ballot box. And unfortunately, those different parties were defeated. But they still being represented there at the Senate or even at the legislature in general. How do you think it's going to sit with those political parties if they see their respective senators are supporting the arrest agenda, sorry, that the political parties, oppose from the very start?
So Delcy, then the question goes to then that if you are not there to support the agenda, why are you in that position in the first place to represent the people? So I
Y-
think I I think if
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
are in a position to represent the people, you should know that you are working for the people, and if it just the just agenda, I mean, it's something where it is benefiting the people. It's something that's going to bring in better health care. It's something that's going to bring in better education. Then you are working for the people. You should be able to do it, because at the end of the day, who's supposed to vote for you after? It's the people supposed to vote for you again. So do something that the people will be happy versus you doing something that the political party will be happy. And then at the end of the day, you have to convince the same people to vote for you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Shirley. Vasco, you want to come in? Then we'll bring Cindy.
Thank you, Nelson.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, let me say hi to you guys. So, Nelson, I hear you guys talking about the vice president. spoke today to his colleagues, and that's a good thing, bro. Because I know, for me, I know very well that one of the biggest achievements for this government, they know how to say things, and because they are very good at propaganda. So that was just one of the propaganda speech today he was on today. Because once they say something, that's the end. Government is implementation. What you gotta go sit and call senators and to be saying every day you see senators around. The government need to put, if they're really serious, calling people, having press conference, saying things. This is a government that you're running. You're running this government. The government should be in the interest of the people. Every day you go, you sit there, you just talk without any action.
I mean, Vasco, I'm still trying to get where you're coming from. I'm trying to understand. Did you listen to the vice president's presentation today at the Senate? No,
Yes,
okay.
yeah,
So
the key thing
vice
on our whole
president,
presentation was he's telling the people, Lord, this is a time that we have to work. Our people, they are yearning for change and they need this and they need that. You've been running campaign day one. You know what the Liberian people need. You gotta go call senator then today to sit down and talk. And that's, let me frame with you. This government shot yourself in the legs at the early stage of this administration. Nancy, nobody can run any government like this. You succeed. You and myself came for the
when the
years.
vice president is calling senators to put aside their political differences and work with the current administration to achieve the arrest agenda in the interest of the Liberian people. What do you make of that, Vasco?
Nelson, that's why I'm driving at. So if he sit with the senators, don't forget you got the representative also. What affect the representative, it will also affect those people in the Senate. We're talking about people coming together to work in the interest of the country. How would that happen when you get certain group of people aggrieved? You come to power as a government. You look at one group of people, you classify them to be nothing. You kick them out of the government. You look at the speaker of the House who did nothing wrong, who was working in line with your government. You kick him out. You suspending the CDC lawmaker. You even accusing them of burning the Capitol building. You are causing division. So, but you call it even the senators. You just saw the State of the Nation address. Did you see the CDC people there? No. You saw CDC senators around there?
Come on, man.
Especially the one that aggrieved. I'm not talking
Then you're trying to tweak it because senators were there from all political parties. But go ahead. I didn't remember seeing Senator Mike Gill, but I know that senators were there from all political parties.
Yeah, but majority of the CDC people was in there.
And I saw the House of Representatives, CDC.
Yeah, so Nelson, this is not just coming out to sit down and say things with your colleagues. This is deep.
So what's your point, Vasco? Are you saying that this thing is not possible? Why do you think
it will never be possible? That's what I'm saying. You getting me clear? It will not be possible. How will you work? How it will never be possible?
Then Vasco, if you are saying that it's not possible for those senators to put aside the political differences and work in the interest of the Liberian people, what happens to the interest of the Liberian people then? Are we saying here that we should be prioritizing political parties and personal interests and political differences over the interests of the Liberian people? Is that what you're saying, Vasco?
Nelson, look, if you want to put the interests of the Liberian people first, do you know where it starts from? The executive. That's why I say nothing the people having today that there's a bluff. If President Bwaka, who is encouraging his people to steal and use the money in Liberia, if they cannot put themselves together and bring up a good proposal, good suggestion for the Liberian people, you think my Jeremiah calling the senator and having a tete-a-tete with them will solve the problem?
Thank you.
Our,
Now,
you know, our country
we're gonna
system.
make another round on
Our
this.
country system.
Where does the
Let me
unity
end
start
up. Let
from?
me end on like this. Our country system, the president is very powerful. You see some of the people the president sending to the Senate down there. That those people, some of them, the Senate shouldn't even confirm them, or the Senate confirming them because of the power that be. So they need to put their act together and put the Liberian people first. Then before Jeremiah go sit down, the president ain't saying nothing good. Our president will say something good.
Pastor, I don't understand where exactly you're leaning with this conversation, but
They take clear. I just tell you that it will not work because your government is serious.
okay.
The executive not serious.
Let's hear from you
The
on
vice
this one.
president, the president talking nothing good. Then what the vice president going to say there?
So, thank you, Vasco. Let's hold you there and take Sandy on this one. Sandy, go ahead.
Well, Nelson, it's good to be here with all of you tonight. Thank you for having us. The last time I checked, propaganda is any information often given that is biased, misleading. Sometimes you use emotional appeal when you are providing such information. Now, when the vice president is engaging his colleagues, appealing on behalf of the Liberian people, and nothing there that is of any misleading information, we cannot categorize that as propaganda. But I'll move forward. Some of our friends maybe just need to get back to school. Look, Nelson, there is only one political party that can win an election at once, or at one, right? There's no two political parties can win.
Nelson, you heard a comment from the mayor, right? You didn't check with him.
No.
When I come back to start speaking,
The man just saying, the man just
when you
talking.
check, when you try to check with me, I will just leave the show.
No, listen, guys.
You listen to the man talking about me going back to school. He attacking me personally.
Fasco. Listen, man.
Because
I don't want you
coming
to
back,
say anything. No, come here, Vasco. Listen, Vasco. Two things here. Number one, our brother did not call anybody's name.
Thank you.
Number two, I mean, there's always room for improvement. Everybody needs to go to school some kind of way. I mean, there's always need for somebody to go to school to learn something.
Understanding. You're defining the war. How many the war you're talking about?
Vasco, why are you getting angry? Wait for your time, you will say your own thing.
Vasco, what the essence of you getting angry here?
He's not understanding the war himself.
Wait for your time, you will say your own thing.
Looking a book and find the war. Everything the war is saying over that the city.
Vasco, don't be like the situation they say ugly animal go to the water, go take the bucket and go draw water. Then the babu say my forehead thing, nobody bring that nonsense to me. Don't do that, Vasco. The brother did not call anybody's name. So let's have our brother make his point, and then you can go ahead, Vasco. Please. Go ahead.
Thank you, Nelson.
Sandy, sorry, Sandy. I dropped on. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you, brother. Now, claiming my time back. Look, Nelson, like I said, there is only one political party and one candidate that can win the presidency with their platform, with their agenda to move our country forward. What the vice president did today is extremely important. That's what you do. You engage. After election, you engage. And you appeal to your colleague to join you in fighting for the betterment of your country. Nelson, practically, what we want as a country, it will be extremely important for our lawmakers from different political parties to work together, Nelson, to ensure the successful implementation of the arrest agenda. It's very important. Let's look into the arrest agenda, right? Agriculture, road, education, sanitation, and tourism, and all of that. Are those not good things if they are successfully implemented for our country? Those are all good things. What we ask our lawmakers to do, while it is true that the arrest agenda is beautifully written, theoretically great for our country, you must also ensure now come in as lawmakers to play your oversight role. Do not oppose the agenda because you come from a different political party. It is your responsibility to now play your oversight role. And your oversight role should not be with any ill intention. that, oh, whatever the government is doing, we're going to oppose it because we are from the opposition. You only block it or you slow it down only if it is not it's not in the interest of the Liberian people. But now it's about time that we put the political division, divisiveness, we put it aside and we focus on rebuilding our country. During the election, we run campaign. We say anything about each other. We differ with one another. But after election, whether you are from CDC, no CDC, Unity Party, we have one agenda now for that time period to move our country forward. We see that all across the world, here in the United States, we see that. The people here put national interest over partisan interest. The people here say family, in fact, they say God, country, and family. But we say country last. In fact, our politician will say maybe God, girlfriends, boyfriends, family, I will not go there. But what I'm trying to say, national interest over partisan interest or political interest. And one of the things, Nelson, hold on, let me end on this thought, then you're gonna come in. One of the things that this is gonna do, when politicians from opposition comes together to fight for their country as a unit, it creates trust from the people. The people will start to build trust, knowing that it's about the country. And it's not about, I'm hearing people saying, yeah, oh, the political party have their own interest. They person ran on CDC.
Another point, and Sandy, how do we reconcile that? All the political parties have their own agendas. Now, even now, yes, I can understand when you say elections are over, politics and campaign, everything is over, and everyone should be working in the interest of the country. But even at this point, Sandy, you just saw the situation, the saga with the House of Representatives. Senators, representatives are making decisions, even with something as important as the SONA, the State of the Nation address. They are making decisions to boycott. They're making decisions to stay away based on political line. So how do we reconcile that?
No, Nelson, there's a different case here. Now, the boycott happened because of the fight in the House of Representatives, because of that fight. Now, we understand, myself, I do not support the president or the executive side on this one. I've always said on this show that I disagree with them. But does that mean that if the president say, okay, let's improve tourism? Now the president talked about setting up a department, right? A department to manage tourism. Then you expect now the CDC lawmaker to say, no, we're going to oppose that. We don't want tourism in the country because, we are not supporting the arrest agenda. It's going to affect Liberians. It's going to affect our country. So when the president is saying, I want to set up a team to focus on tourism, let the lawmakers from the opposition or all of the lawmakers say, okay, let's check your plan. How do you intend to achieve this? Where, let's talk about the funding. Let's talk about the process, the implementation. And if it is in the interest of our people and of the country, then we should all support it. That's where, Nelson, the oversight function comes in. Nelson, we need to work together. We really need to work together. Our country is lacking behind. Our country is lacking behind because of these political clashes. I did not support President Bouaka in the first round. I supported Ellis Coming because I felt Ellis Coming platform, his plans are better than President Bouaka and then President, George Weah. But when Ellis Coming did not go anywhere, I supported President Bouaka.
Yeah, you let Mr. Cummings in the court, like Touré did to Councillor Tiawon Gonklo.
Even if Bouaka had lost, if President Bouaka had lost the election, I will still support the agenda of President Weah, right? That's how you do it. You support the person in power. We work together collaboratively to build the country. This fight, this internal conflict between opposition, imposition, disposition, no position is not going to take Liberia anywhere. Once the elections are over, Brother Vasco, we are all Liberians and we should all work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Cindy.
You all support the proper agenda?
Oh, yes, I did.
No, we all on the show, yeah.
Man, you didn't know me doing
Now y'all telling y'all the one telling your people, y'all telling your people
to know me doing
y'all telling your people not to vote for the referendum.
So Vasco, what's there to be angry about?
No,
if the guy needs support, if the guy needs support proper agenda, I shouldn't support any other agenda.
What supported the proper agenda?
Okay, so we need a transition. We need a transition.
I see my brother Abraham on the show. They were on Facebook for 6 years.
Alfred, take just 15 seconds quickly, please. Just 15 seconds, so we go.
Nelson, I like to remind my brother Cindy that Liberia problem has always been the politics of the day and people individual interests. That has been a problem, and it starts with the executive mansion, right? The United Party had a history of creating chaos. We saw that they removed the then speaker Snow, Alex Taylor. So we know them, we know their history. While it is true that I individually supported Joseph Boakai because I believe that he was going to be the change that I thought he would have been. Unfortunately, Nelson, this president has indulged the wrong path for our country. Let me finish. Which led to the burning down of our nation's capital building. This president is enforcing on the judiciary. The president is indulging on the judiciary not to come out with any decision as it relates to what happened at the House of Representatives, only because his interest is in renegade.
Let me hold you there, Alfred. We have to transition. Since I gave you a few seconds, it will have to go across the table now. So let me give AB a few seconds, then Shirley the same, and then Vasco. Then we transition. You are muted, AB.
So me again, you have a few seconds too.
No, you just concluded. In fact, you backstage, so we can see you. We can see you.
Let me correct my friend and brother Alfred Konowa by him saying that the Unity Party is noted for this kind of maneuvering. I strongly believe that the Unity Party, Madam Sadi, was not in no error. I believe that JMB is not in no error. The Unity Party-led government have not been associated with any attempt for them to remove the then speaker, the former speaker, J. Fonaki Kofa. It was the House of Representatives who feared to themselves that their colleague was not illegitimately over to be able to preserve over them. So the president and the vice president, they are way far from that thing that my friend and brother Alfred Konowa is saying.
Okay.
The Unity Party, it is noted that the Unity Party is noted for the developmental oriented people that they are. The Unity Party is noted for the youth empowerment. The Unity Party is noted for building infrastructure development of our country. So I will not say here, I have been a Unity partisan and I will always be, for my friend and brother to come to denigrate our party in such a
okay. So let's do this, AB. This is national issue, national discussion. I understand
Let me make my brother know that I am a Unity partisan.
Alfred, please mute. Look, guys, nobody hijacking the show tonight. I'm still with AB. All right. So AB, let's understand you're a Unity Party guy, you're a Unity Party supporter, but I think you want to agree with Alfred that Unity Party in fact, you've already disagreed that Unity Party, had a hand in the removal of the speakers and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to move on, because we need a transition quickly.
I mean, if you are speaking of the former speaker, Jay Fanatikofa, the presidency, they are not in no error.
Okay, the president says
no one can be able to show me evidence of the executive interfering. No one. Down to Madam Salita.
Yeah, and let me hold you there. Sorry, Ibi, let me hold you there a bit. We're gonna come back to you, but Shirley, you want to take a few seconds as well, just before we.
I was actually going to respond to Alfred, and then I listened to AB, and then I just get confused. Like, okay, are we talking the same thing here? Because I think our focus now is for the lawmaker to work together to be able to for all of us to have a better Liberia where our children and our grandparents can have a better healthcare system, our children can have better education, and we are talking that let the lawmaker then get away from politics and focus on unity, focus on building Liberia. Then I hear Alfred. Then I hear AB talking about the Unity Party. Basically they are in no error, they are perfect. And our argument is Unity Party, they are known to be people who can cause chaos. I think we're going back to what we're trying to get away from. So you guys are going back to politics versus focusing on the Liberian people. What matters to them the most? What is important for our country? What is something that we can all go back to? What are we here for every night? We are here for us to make sure we talk to the lawmaker, talk to them to put law in place, make sure they work together so we can have a better Liberia. And if both of you can go back and forth and talk about this other party, do this one and that one, then I don't think we have a reason of coming here, because then we shouldn't even criticize the lawmaker. We shouldn't even talk to them, because then it's okay with whatever they're doing. So I don't know, like.
Thank you. Vasco, you want to take a few seconds quickly?
Yeah, Shelly, let me correct you. Yeah, let me come directly to Shelly. Let me correct you. We want to show the reason why we here to speak on ills in society. You and myself, we are not the government. We will see the wrong, we will see the right thing, we talk it. The President Baka that you elected, before coming to power, they came with an agenda for the Liberian people. All they need to do is to work in line with the agenda. But the first thing they did, they came to power, they start breaking all the laws. What you expect us to do? That you and Afri not in power. Afri when they come on the street to talk on the hills. When you see the wrong, you say it. You see the right, you say it. Those people that we talk for 6 years, today they in power. They should be doing the right thing for our people. The Jeremiah Kun today are talking. You don't see Jeremiah Kun budget. They say more than the president budget. He thinking about cutting it. All that money get set.
Thanks a lot.
People, they are not serious. One thing he said, they just can't talk. That's it. They're not serious. He would not come out now because people say a lot of things that, the president doing this, or the president doing that. So he tried to come and make himself to look good now in the eyes of the Liberian people. Yeah, say they think they paper in a serious they make talk. We know the game that you're playing. 2020 not far. When you do the, I can tell you, I said, when you do the right thing, CDC will not come back.
Thank you.
Because they're not crazy. But when you do the wrong thing, you will see, Joe, we are right back in our margin. Right back.
Thank you, Vasco. We have to transition. We have to transition.
For my own 30 seconds.
We have to transition.
But
you just closed.
I think it's fair that Cindy has his 30 seconds too.
Me being last does not mean I'm not entitled to my 30 seconds.
Cindy wants to bring the politics in the whole thing. Emmy, welcome to the show. Sandy, take a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I see Vasco trying to beat on Shelley, and I'm gonna come back.
I'll be my sister, man.
No, look, listen, and Shelley is correct, right? We have a vice president that is trying to reach across the aisle. In fact, that's the phrase that is often used here in the US, reach across the aisle. When they say that, that means you are reaching to opposition, you are reaching to people. You know what Obama used to do? This guy, who was the speaker at that time, that used to give Obama a hard time, that fine looking papi, I can't say ugly looking papi.
I think his name was Speaker Boehner, right?
Let's say that.
Boehner. Boehner used to kill Obama a hard time, but you know what Obama used to do? Obama used to kill. When you finish discussing Obama, blasting at him, Obama will invite him to the White House for dinner.
Mhm.
They come to dinner. They go to dinner, then the man will persuade him. John McCain used to do the same thing. He will reach across the aisle to Democrats. That's how you play politics. Politics is not fighting each other after election. You will see the Americans going at each other. But right after they announce winner, when you see the people shaking hands, when you see them debating the issues in the House, the Senate, you say, but these people were fighting a few months ago, a few weeks ago. That's how you build a country. And that's what we're talking about here. But some men come here and say, oh, like Unity Party been building Liberia, like CDC been building Liberia. No political party has ever built Liberia. If Liberia is being built,
Sandy, you came with a little crew spirit tonight, you know.
Yeah. No, let me end.
You already made a fair comment about some the many school Benin and stuff like that. Then you come with some how many can again. Sandy, I don't know how you came from that gym today.
We are not calling names here, but we are discussing things here intellectually.
Thank you.
If Liberia was ever built, it wasn't built by any political party. If Liberia has ever been destroyed, it has not been destroyed by any political party. It has been destroyed by Liberians, and it has been built by Liberians. We need to speak like Liberian, not like CDC or Unity Party.
Thank you very much, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
And we were just about transitioning, and Emmy came. So Emmy, you can go.
I won't be long. I promise.
So maybe right after you, then we'll take calls. We'll not go to the next issue, because time is fast. But
Really?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I think I was listening in a little bit, right? Hey guys, how are you? And I heard y'all talking about the vice president reaching across or talking to the speaking to his colleagues, right? Or should I say his former colleagues or whatever? And reaching across to put aside the political differences and build a country. And some people, and you're asking if that is possible or should it be possible. So now, see, my take on this is that I don't think we should be asking the question. I think some people have already said it. This is not people who smile, meaning who has 6 years and didn't do nothing. They didn't see nothing wrong. But today they got all our eyes to see everything wrong. They love Liberia so much. This is your opportunity to say that I think my lawmaker from my party should listen to this because this is about the Liberian people. But not come here and come tell us that it is impossible. All political parties got their own interests. What is that? So you just come here lying to the Liberian people. You say you care about the way the things are going. You say the government is not doing anything. The vice president now come to you, telling you that this is what we have on the table. This is the agenda. Let's all come together and make this happen for the Liberian people. Then you come here telling us about your party interests. So you just lying to the Liberian people to have time to come back according in your dream for your party interests. But it's not actually about the country. It's not actually about the Liberian people. Like you sitting here every night lying. That is about the Liberian people. The Liberian people are suffering. Everything upside down. They want to, they tell you to turn it back upside down. I telling your lawmaker to help out, to turn it back the right way. And you're telling us about party interest. Like, boy, I hope y'all listening. This is
20
what
seconds.
it's always been about. Individual. And somebody supporting or praising an individual and supporting political party. Not even, he said, our brother, I will call him. Our brother Vasco was just in a house
Come on,
with a
you
sitting
know what I
right
mean, talking to.
with a sitting tie right here over him. Oh, he said in that house. That's the owner house. Each single that have running pipe water. Okay, so as Vice President Kuhn is talking about coming together now to stop all of that, to make all of the other houses around him to have running pipe and maybe lift the city a little bit. He's sitting here telling us that no, let me be the one that want to have something because of my party, because it will not be good for my party. Are you listening? These are the people that want to come in 2029. And then when we're talking about people working together, I understand you are upset, Brother Alfred, or whatever it is that your position has been. But like I said before, we come here every night talking about our people need to be educated with civics, education, and everything in school. And this one, how the government works, and we have 3 branches of government in this. And you come here every night because you're upset. Come here and say President Walker should have called these lawmakers and beat their butt because he never did it. I want burn the Capitol building down. How? I don't understand it. And I don't care how long you says it. It would not make it any true.
Thank you.
But you don't have any something. And President Walker, those people, constituents, are the one who have the right to hold them responsible for what happened. Not President Walker. They were voted into office. President Walker did not appoint them. So
Thank
for you
you.
to come and be telling our people that President Walker was the cause, he should have done it, he should have done that. I think we should start misleading Liberian people and stop acting that we wanted to learn, and then we'll come back and start confusing them. That's my take on it.
I want to hold you there. I mean, thanks a lot. Okay, so let's take just 1 minute on this particular one here. I really want us to go to the phone lines, but let's take 1 minute each on this, and then we're gonna go to the phone lines. Well, there are media reports that in the first place today there was session at the House of Representatives, and the House's Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration provided an update on the ongoing efforts to support the transition of the Speaker elected by the majority bloc, Honorable Kuhn, to have the transition, to have him transition to the Speaker's office. As part of their update provided, they said they've written Speaker Kofa, urging him to step down and to hand the office over to the newly elected Speaker. On the flip side, there are indications that Speaker Kofa has refused to comply with this communication from the majority bloc or the House of Representatives. I mean, and this is where we are. Do we foresee this fight anytime soon? Given everything we've seen happen in the past couple of months, a group got together, they had quorum. Speaker Kofa could not conduct a single session in over 2 months. This group, with their quorum, they succeeded. They read a resolution. They wrote a communication to Honorable Kofa, inviting him for an investigation. He didn't honor the committee. They later gave an ultimatum. He didn't honor it. And then they read their resolution. They removed him. They elected Honorable Kuhn as their new speaker. Following that process, he was soon into office. Then we saw the executive dangling on who to work with. The executive finally made the decision to work with Honorable Kuhn or Speaker Kuhn. Well, it gets to a point where it goes to court. Supreme Court comes up with a ruling. They say the ruling is ambiguous. They want a clearer understanding. Supreme Court say, okay, so the for communication you're saying will be here, will not respond to it. Well, they sent another one, declaratory judgment. The court turned it down. The Senate decides to work finally with the majority bloc. The executive is working with the majority bloc. Under the majority bloc, a budget is passed. The State of the Nation address is conducted. The majority bloc has more like stolen the show. The rest of the folks who were supporting Honorable Kofa have moved onto the chambers to have session with the majority bloc. In the midst of everything that has happened, they said they wrote him, turn the office over now to the new speaker. He said no. He said he's not going to comply. Now, while we hear that, guys, should we? Is it going to be prudent to have a situation at this point where Honorable Kofa, for the sake of the country, will just give it up? If he held on to the speakership at this point, is it going to make any difference? Now, look, I want to hear your respective analysis on this issue. Let's start with our brother. Let's start with our brother AB on this. No, let's start with Alfred. Then we're going to take AB.
Look, Brother Nelson, it saddens me on the way our people don't respect the rule of law in our country. The Unity Party government headed by Joseph Boakai has become very lawless, evidenced by what's going on within the House of Representatives. I know my sister will be shaking your head, but I'm extremely disappointed with the form and manner in which this president is emboldening people to break the rule of law. So, okay, let's agree. You all say the quote unquote renegade, I consider them, the quote unquote renegade representative that call themselves majority black, right? They said Fonatikova did wrong. Why are they afraid to give Fonatikova a day in court? Why are they afraid to give him due process? Why are they afraid? Why are they afraid to let that process take place? As evident by their own rules. Why are they afraid? So for me, Nelson, this is what we're talking about. You were just talking about what the brilliant speech given by the vice president for all to come together to unite. Unity does not exist in chaos. Unity does not exist in chaos. We need a visionary leader who can bring people together. This president, we have created an imperial presidency over the years. Anything the president wants, what happens? Nobody can stop it. So this president is 100% in the know of what is happening at the level of the House of Representatives.
Alfred, sorry to interrupt you, Alfred. This particular issue now with the House of Representatives. I mean, where do you stand? What do you think is the way forward? Do you think Kofa should keep holding on, or you think he should let it go? If he held on to, they refused to comply with the team, they're rating him to turn the office over to the new speaker. Is it going to make any difference? I mean, it's. I want to get your take on that aspect. Then
I have personally said to myself, if I was around the speaker or Honorable Kofa, I will urge him to resign the position of representative and go back in his private life. That would be my advice to him, because you cannot resign that position and go where they see people who try to remove you illegitimately. If I was him, I would resign the position of speaker and also resign the position of representative. Let Joseph Boakai do whatever he wants to do.
AB, come on, go ahead. Let's hear you. Your take on this issue quickly.
I am laughing because my friend and brother sound like sweet one about lack of substances. You are blaming the executive. You are saying that Speaker Kofa was not given a due process. Are you really serious? Speaker Kofa was given due process. He was ready, and communications was hand delivered to his office. and he refused to honor that communication. Also, so the majority black who have decided that the speaker, the former speaker, should not preside over them. You expect them for them to go honor him? Let us be clear here. The law is the law. And that is the reason why the justice minister, I love that guy so bad. Because that guy was able to interpret the law. He was able to interpret what the Supreme Court meant. That is under his jurisdiction. For him to be able to interpret the law, what the judiciary meant. So that is the reason why he is the only Attorney General of our country. He is the only minister who can argue with the president.
So what do you think in this case, Alfred? Sorry, not Alfred, but Abi. Do you think Councillor Kofa should keep holding on and just expect that one day he will get justice, or you think he should give it up based on everything that's happened, even without him? Given how far this entire process has gone.
You just said something. You said that the other representative that was beating drum behind Speaker Kofa, the House of Representatives signed a caveat. They said after the sooner, any of them who will make sessions, they will be ready, and if they are not careful, a serious action will be taken against them. Today you saw majority of them into the, except for the one who have been suspended. So we need business. We are up for business, folks. This government, I strongly believe is Speaker Kofa, Speaker Kofa, if he does not vacate from the office, I strongly believe that the business should go on. Let it be able to give it an ultimatum. If you refuse to come into the chamber, then let legal action be taken against it. That one is not Supreme Court business.
But the thing about this office is serious because as he speaks, Speaker Kofa is not in the country. Honorable Kofa is out of country, and the legislature is still conducting business. And now the major concern is the man who is the arrowhead now of the legislature, recognized by the legislature and the executive. He needs to use the office. So that's why they said they wrote in a communication to turn the office over. Yeah, we'll have good transition program for you. We'll make sure we do the thing in a very fine way, dignified way, so you can turn the office over. But he said, no, I'm not going to comply, and I will not resign. Shirley, let's hear your take on this issue. What do you think is the, way forward here?
Before I talk about the way forward, I am so sick in the stomach just listening to AB screaming on top of his lung just to express something that he knows very well is not even making no sense. Because I'm sorry, AB, if you are talking about the Lord and talking about due process was given, you yourself just saying it to convince yourself that it's not true. Because if it were, they were not going to be asking.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Shirley. Let's respect every view on the show. The brother, you I know you don't agree with him, but he makes sense to a lot of people.
Well, I take that back. I disagree with you. Screw it. I want to use that word.
Nothing.
Very
Why are
strongly.
you disrupting my sister? Let her speak. When the brother was speaking directly to me.
No, Alfred, I know you want to bring the Lee Kuan Yew issue here now. You want to hijack the whole show as a Lee Kuan Yew trainee. But let's take Shirley, please, Alfred.
Okay, respectfully, I disagree with you strongly on that. Because due process wasn't given. And you yourself know that, and I'm sure the people that are asking the speaker, because I still consider him a speaker, that asking him to resign. If they knew that due process was given, they were going to know that they have the right and they don't even need to ask him to resign. They can just go and take over the office. Okay? So they know that he still have the right. He still is a speaker. And if they're trying to take over and trying to tell him to resign, they just need to do the right thing. So we can say that we want our country to go forward and we are refusing to do what is right. But yet we want our country to go forward. And I kind of agree with Alfred. We can be preaching unity and also not doing the right thing. I mean, those two, they don't go together at all. So we need to do the right thing. We need to put wrong to what wrong is. We need to say this is right when it's right. And I'm so sorry about how politics make people can just be so blinded to what is right because all in the namesake of, oh, I'm more on unity party person or I'm from this other party. So even if they are doing wrong, I'm not going to tell them. No, we all came here. We advocated for our Liberian people to vote for President Boakai in a day. None of us have to cut our sleep and come here and do it. And because we believe in our president that is there right now, that he's going to do the right thing for the Liberian people. On the other hand, if he's doing something that is wrong, we need to come here too and let him know, no, this is wrong. This is not what you're supposed to do. So if you come here and just make it seem like everything that the president is doing or the government in power right now is doing is right, then you are misleading our people. We need to put right to where it belongs. We need to make sure that we are being very transparent. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's
Thank
right, it's right. And that's not going to change your loyalty. You just need to be upfront with what is right and what is wrong.
Thank you very much, Shirley. Let's take Vasco on this one. Then we're gonna take Cindy and Emmy. Will be next.
Yeah, Nelson. See, when I was speaking here earlier, you were trying to checkmate me with the same thing I was saying. That what my sister and Alfred, saying here right now. Look, just in a year, the Boakai administration have written history for themselves as the worst government ever. Since I started knowing myself, I have never seen any government
1847.
behave. No, I don't want to talk about Joseph Jigging around and they go doing no daily people. They don't have time for all the 2.5 and money said. I have never seen any government from the time I started knowing myself to behave the way that they made the president that you said got over for the I don't know how many years experience. Ego. Simple thing. Nancy, Funatikofa will not resign. Funatikofa will not leave that office. There will be another record that will carry people to the main office and boss it and be holding things outside. It will go worldwide again, and there will be another record set by the Boakai administration. You say, according to you said the Funatikofa lawmaker, the guys who are behind Funatikofa, they have joined the majority black. They're going for session. If you're sure that the people have joined the majority black, according to their rules, they said they have to get 49% so they can be able to what? Give due process to Fonati. All alone, the guys never got the 49%. They decided to use kangaroo technique to get this money.
Vasco, and you're making a very important point here. When you go back a little with respect to this whole argument about 49% and not whether or not the team the majority black got 49, there was a plane, and I don't know how this plane leaked, but there was something well planned to have some of those guys who were supporters of Councillor Kofa to go in the session of the majority black, pretend to be one of them, sign onto that resolution and everything, and then once the guys get 49, since the debate was you're going on Councillor Kofa, once they get it for the night, they will go on Councillor Kofa. But unfortunately, and the law says within 60 days, they can do their stuff and get a new speaker. But unfortunately, once the guys got 51 signatures, they went and decided to roll their thing all the same day. And when the guys got the information that, oh, you're getting people the signature, but they're not going by that regular plan, but coming by meat chambers again. They want to execute that plan in the same chambers. Then they came to themselves and said they want to rescind their signatures. The sheriff who should have delivered the citation, what's the document to make this thing legal for the withdrawal of the signatures, the sheriff did not serve that writ or that communication. The doors were locked. The sheriff remained outside until the people executed their plan and everything went on with the 51 signatures.
Yeah,
but Nelson,
yeah, go ahead.
Even though according to their information that people from Funatikova sign a resolution, but equally so, even if people sign a resolution, they still needed, right, to go and have a roll call while Funatikova is there during the due process period. They had to have the roll call that everybody will answer and agree that their signature is on that paper to remove the speaker. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
But
it didn't happen.
Yeah, given how far we've come now, what do you think is the way forward?
No, Nelson, you know, the United Party, the way forward is this: Funatikova should remain. Then they go and throw all the things outside and take the office by force. Yeah. The entire country, for us, we know Funatikova is a legitimate speaker. Rachel can go and be a junta speaker, what Joseph Baga said. They can remove their country at that time. They think that presidency or government are everlasting. And the mistake people making. And for me, I will resign. Let me tell you, they think I will make me to resign for CDC. After we win 2029, because Baga already break the laws of the country, we can catch him for treason. If we don't arrest Bwaka and also a government official when CDC come to power.
You know, Vasco.
Why you like ugly
be arrested for treason.
Can we
He broke the laws of the country.
I hate to be in this seat and be laughing.
That would be the only option I would need CDC for.
Yeah,
and I'm in a strategic meeting.
Why did Vasco have to freeze?
So, listen, Vasco, on a serious note, what you're doing now is like eating your cake before your birthday. No, I don't know why your internet is terrible.
The man freeze.
No, Nelson, that your parable thing that you can be doing. You can be helping the situation, eating your cake before the birthday.
Vasco is trying to eat cake before the 2029 is still questionable. Your librarian.
Hey, birthday at leap year. You got a leap year birthday too.
Yeah, Vasco is saying that you will resign when they come back 2029 and he prosecute. Yeah, Vasco. I don't know, but since he go ahead.
Vasco is speaking in the future, man. Come on.
Hey, keep dreaming. We'll find you a time machine.
Nelson, this is one area that I strongly disagree with what's happening. And I also am interested to see how the legal aspect of this whole fight ends. I strongly believe that given what had happened and even the ruling from the Supreme Court, that Speaker J. Funaki Kofa was illegally, well, I don't want to say removed, but what happened is illegal. I do not recognize.
Illegal what?
Illegal. The process is illegal. I do not recognize, at this point, I do not recognize Representative Rachel Cohn as the legitimate Speaker of the House of Representatives. Now, Nelson, what happened in the House is very complicated. It's a political fight, we understand. But there are constitutional aspects that we must follow, constitutional processes that we must respect as a country. I understand his colleagues don't want him. That's the argument we have heard. But if you don't want someone, there are laws on the book. The law says that you should remove the man 2 terms. You have 2 terms, follow the process, and remove the person you don't want. The process obviously was not followed. So the Supreme Court ruled, and the ruling said that any actions that is not in confirmation or that is not conforming to Article 33 and 49 is ultra virus.
Nobody speak
Right?
French
We know that.
or Latin.
Meaning, to put it into English, since it's Latin, that is beyond legal authority. It's beyond legal authority. That means it's not legal. And that's what they did. But I think the problem too now, Nelson, is that the Supreme Court is taking forever to come back and explain in simple Liberian English what the ruling means.
They threw it out, Cindy.
No, not throughout.
That's
What
what,
was throughout
that's
is
what
Canada.
Nelson said, right?
What was throughout was at the lower court.
I think Nelson went by 1 minute here, right?
Oh.
And if you keep interrupting, then I'll keep having 1 minute and 1 minute and 1 minute. So if you allow me, then my 1 minute will finish. Nelson, you're on mute.
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
when some people are speaking, they yell. So maybe they think that yelling gives them more time. So some of that speak very calmly, they think that we are exhausting all the time. But let me move forward. Look, don't shake your head. It is only fair that the Supreme Court come back to explain to the Liberian people what is entailed in their rulings, to save us the embarrassment. As far as interpretation, Funati Kovar is still the speaker, the legitimate speaker. He has not been removed. He has not been removed. There was no voting done. So if the Supreme Court come back and say, look, our ruling in clear English says that, yes, the majority bloc acted constitutionally, Funati will pack his things and leave. So if they like the vice president, let them go throw his things out. They can go and bust that door and fill that office with Richard Coon. That does not make it legal. That doesn't make it legal.
I want to hold you there. I want to hold you there, Cindy. We're seriously out of time. Emmy, can you go ahead?
Yeah, Nelson, from what I'm looking at, I don't think what I call a majority black or news speaker should be worried about office space. I think he has an office, right? Doesn't he have an office already?
You remember the first fire incident? That was right before his office. So my understanding is that the office is not in use. That's why I understand. But that's something that remains.
Well, if they're saying that he's the new speaker and he's already doing business as a speaker, well, I mean, what does the office have to do with anything? Because I don't think they expect from the way things are going or from the way things went for Nanti Kofa to just be willy-nilly giving up his office and say, oh yeah, I agree to that. I don't see that happening at all. So I don't know. If you're not working from that office, you're already speaker. You're being recognized by the executive. So as much as I never liked the way the whole process went, and I talk about it, but I got angry from what the so-called minority and so-called majority, but the way the minority were proceeding with the violence and other extra stuff that happened, that we all know how it happened, but people want to be diplomat about it. that's where I kind of default from them. Like, no, even though things has been done wrong here, but that doesn't mean you should burn the country down or you should destroy the country because it's not you. So yeah, in a way, from their root, according to them. But then, like I said so many times on the show, like me, let me speak for myself. I've been confused a lot, right? Because everybody had their own constitution that they were interpreting. We are here, we are not lawmakers. We don't work there. We just come here, pretending their own rules, pretending their own laws. But when you hear from the other black, they got different interpretation. You hear from the other black, they had different interpretation. So I was kind of confused about the whole thing. And where I come from with the whole thing about this, if at that point, in any democracy, the majority carry the rule, right? The ruling or whatever. I don't know how it works in the house. But from what I saw, if the other people have more, and somebody voted more, like say, "Oh, I don't want you," that should be something that speaks volume, right? Because it's majority. When we go to the ballot box, we when even 50 plus 1, that's the winning number, right? When you get 25,000 plus 1, you win a person. So I think with the whole thing, that's from the way it came out with the majority number and everything. I think from what it was, I look at it as okay, maybe these people have some kind of legitimacy from what they're doing, because I don't want to believe that they don't have this and they have lawyers and everything and they're just being bold to do these things. Me being ignorant to how it works in the house, that's how I took it. But I wasn't totally convinced because I had a little soft spot for Nadi Kofa. I didn't like how the whole process was being handled. I'll be honest with it. But the way the whole thing went down, I don't have no. I don't. That's my whole soft spot died from that point. But like, but that's not besides the point. You now is being considered as speaker. Whatever office you're working from right now should be enough. Just put a sign on the door to speaker. Why should somebody seriously? I don't think Fernando Kofa have to get out of his.
Let's put it this way, Emmy. So the all of the lawmakers have their respective offices, but the office of the speaker is far different from the ordinary offices of the other lawmakers.
Right. It's like the CEO office compared to supervisor office. They can be the same.
Yeah. So the speaker's office is like it's like a whole wing. I don't know how to put it.
So it's like a suite.
Yeah. Beyond
he
that,
he has a nappy area and everything. Okay.
Beyond that, it's far beyond that. Far beyond that. It's like 3-4 times, up to 5 times the regular offices. But the other thing is that it is not Honorable Kuhn who is raising this issue at this point. Is rather the rule order in the administration that is taking up this issue at this particular time. But Emmy, you want to just conclude and then?
Yeah. So now that you said that, I don't know. I think the second speaker or new speaker should hang on to that office yet till whenever Fernando Kofa decides to give it up, or like you said, a rule, whatever. I don't think it would be nice to go in there and break the door and start to put his stuff outside. That would be beyond disrespectful. My opinion, I don't think they should do that. I think they should hang on and kind of something. And one thing that I wanted to say with my brother Afra saying that there is no, you can't have unity in chaos. During the war, during our civil war, we were all something for peace, right? We had people going peacekeeper and going to kind of stop what was going on. That was in the midst of chaos. In order to have unity, chaos, when the chaos is going on, you have to try to put it under control. You can't wait for the peace to reign before you say, "Oh, let unify." It doesn't make any sense. You have to pull into the fight first before you try to do all of something. And so, if all of the stuff that is going on when the vice president is speaking to his colleagues in the Senate, why should it be a problem that we say that, oh, that's not something that he should be doing because the House of Representatives is fighting, and that's in the midst of chaos. We shouldn't be having peace. Maybe he's trying to like stop what is going on in the House from, you know, reaching up to the Senate or something like that. So he's trying to make them to come together and do the Liberian people work. I don't understand the whole something of saying that. But anyways, like my brother has already had his mind made up. He was while we all know what's going on in the House is wrong, but he blaming the president for it all the time is what I defer from him. And he already have his mind made up, and there's nothing can change that. But no matter how many times he says it, it's not gonna change the fact that President Walker has nothing to do with the House.
Thank you very much.
I mean, the same thing happened in the U.S. that nobody blamed President Biden.
Nessie, I lay a complaint to you.
Guys, it's been a great show. I want to say thanks. Thanks.
Was that a closing, or we were just testing?
Yeah, interestingly, the next conversation dragged us into all the other time we had. We are even unable to go to the phone lines now to take calls.
Thank you, Netanya. I'm pretty sure you make
one. But the other thing is that tomorrow we like we did.
I wish we had closing time so that I can have the opportunity to respond to some of the things my sister was saying. Unfortunately, no time.
Well, you can always do that. You can always do that. We're out of time, but I want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you.
Just in case Vasco accuse me, I have no phone on me. It is a live on the pit of hell.
I already said the screenshot. You see, when we talking, can tell her phone, she call my phone so I can go off.
That's not true. I was calling to see if you were okay right after your phone went off. So stop lying to the people.
That rescue people.
Check on him. Nelson, I know we are not closing, but I want to just send a shout out to the Grand Gita team.
The rescue people, they don't respect.
No. This is not politics. This is not politics. I just want to send a shout out to the best team in this year.
Oh Jesus!
Counting the Grand Gita team.
Anyway, you gotta bring my pin back up.
Hold on. That Liberian people hear this one.
I support you, Sandy.
Congratulations to Team Grand Gita, to the boys of Zulu Whiskey, the boys from the Gita Mountain. Congratulations. We are meeting the Tobogi Eaton. The lion. We are meeting the Tobogi Eaton. You are meeting the lion. Those people that will be running on the field, we will beat them.
You are meeting the lion.
Grand Gita is the original owner of the SKD. Okay. We are going to meet Kanya that day on the SKD.
Sandy, you didn't pay for this, man. Let me hear. You didn't pay no money for this.
To all of the supporters of Grand Gita team, we are asking you to rally around.
Thank you,
Let's support the Grand Gita team.
It's so displaced.
Look at him. Let's beat Lofa. Let's destroy Lofa. And Grand Gita will win this.
Okay, so I want to say that we will create space. We will create space for a few of our people who usually follow the show, like we did last Friday. Tomorrow,
it's every Friday, right?
So it was a great show last Friday when we had few people joining us. So we're gonna make space for 3 persons tomorrow from the audience, and then 3 persons from the audience. We'll put the link in the comment section, and then you guys can join us tomorrow. I want to say thanks to everyone.
Thomas.
Oh,
Thomas' anniversary was yesterday.
Oh,
yeah. Happy anniversary, him and his beautiful wife.
Yeah, Thomas had an anniversary yesterday. We wish you all the best, Thomas. An ardent follower of the show. He's always following the late night show. Happy anniversary to you, Thomas, and your wife. We wish the both of you good health, long life, many years together, and all your dreams, your wishes coming through. Happy anniversary to you, Thomas, and your wife. But Thomas is also sending a woman into that only you knew know about. Anyway, that's
Mrs. Thomas Kumas, right? Stop playing politics with everything.
Yeah, so one of the things everyone, man, it's been a great show. And and we look forward to being here tomorrow. Want to say congratulations to our sister Shirley. You know, I don't know if I should, but anyway.
You don't know if you do what? It's all over. Why not?
You okay? You fine.
Shall they come and get married?
Should I got it all over? Why?
Just
Was it?
congratulations
on
I'm
Shirley.
coming to get married or I'm having a baby.
Congratulations on Shirley on her. She just bought a new house. She is so excited. Her and her children, and we thank God for you, and we were happy for you, and congratulations, and more grace, more blessing.
Amen. Thank you.
Congrats, Shirley.
Thank
when
you.
When come in open the house?
You already open. Stay where you at.
Y'all mean to get me opening house at all.
I'm so done.
The house is
already open.
All right, so we look forward
Now
to
come and pull y'all to the back so y'all can talk.